Hey, what's going on everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another episode of Technoid. Today we've got yet another review, but this time it is an accessory review. This is for you iPad Pro users that are looking for a keyboard for your iPad Pro, but you don't have Magic Keyboard money. Well, take a look no further here, boys and girls, because we have got a brand new Cloud Series wireless keyboard case for the iPad Pro, and this is brought to you by Chesona. Chesona was kind enough to reach out to me to be a part of today's episode, and I want to start off by telling them thank you for being kind enough to be a part of today's episode, and I want to tell them again that this is a very, very appreciative moment for me, and I appreciate everything. So with that being said, they do not have a say in this video. They are seeing it the same time that you guys are, so everything that I'm saying has not been altered or changed. They're hearing it the same time that you are. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about the case. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I'm not gonna hide it. This is literally the Magic Keyboard design. I mean, there's no way to hide this. I'm not even trying to be mean here, but that's just what it is. However, with that being said, there are a couple of things about this keyboard that I think it does better than the Magic Keyboard, and I actually think it's not a terrible keyboard by any means. But I definitely think there's a lot of room for improvement here, but I can't really be mad at it. I'll go into detail in just a second, but taking a look at the profile, it is very, very slim as it would base. It is a Cloud Series made, so that means that its focus is portability and light. It is very light. Opening it up, it does have the nice hinge, so that way it opens up flush. The hinge is made of metal, so you don't have to worry about plastic or anything. Now the keyboard and everything inside of it, it does, okay, sure, yeah, it does have, you know, its quirks, it's got its moments in here, but the keyboard itself is a nice full-size keyboard. It's actually a very, very good keyboard. I can't lie. It's got everything at the top row. It has the mic settings, search, the brightness, the volume, the lock screen, the Bluetooth connection sync. And then in the top corner, it actually has a battery indicator because that explains what exactly it is. This is a Bluetooth keyboard. It doesn't use the smart connector in the back, which we'll get to later. But the keyboard does light up, it is backlit, and has a nice decent sized trackpad. It is by no way, shape, and form the biggest trackpad, and even though it is made of plastic, it does have a nice clicky feel. It has a nice tactile feed to it. It doesn't feel like it's very, very cheap or anything like that of the kind. It's very, very nice. The dimensions of it are good as well. And then lastly, to round it all off, it does have a nice cutout for the camera, and it has a strong magnetic back, so it does help with the magnets in the back of the iPad Pro. Now, typing and latency, I have noticed is little to no latency, which is surprising to me because most Bluetooth keyboards that I have used in the past do tend to have a little bit of delay. But even when I use, and I'm actually gonna show it to you guys right here, even when I put my iPad Pro into the Magic Keyboard, or in this case, just the Bluetooth keyboard, if I'm gonna go that route. With that being said, it is very nice and thin. It just magnetically attaches into place. It does feel very nice. It opens up, it has a nice hinge. It does rock a little bit, so I do think this is something they could have worked with the hinge, the sturdiness of this piece right here, but it doesn't ever feel like it's gonna fall off, or it doesn't ever feel like it's ever gonna do anything. But with that being said, I will say that it is a very good style keyboard. It does have different backlit colors, so that is another positive that it has. It does have a USB Type-C input on the side that you can charge the keyboard up. And so far, I've had this for about a month, and so far the battery life has been very good. I can't really say anything bad. And lastly, this thing comes in at a price tag of around $100. And considering the Magic Keyboard is like $250, $300, this is a noticeable discount. Now, with all that being said, the biggest negative that I have with this keyboard is that it doesn't use the smart connector. I personally would have liked to have seen the smart connector make its way to the back of the iPad Pro case on this, and I feel like that is the best way to do it. There is no latency though with the Bluetooth, at least that I noticed, and the trackpad functionality works just fine. I think all in all, I would have just liked to have seen the smart connector make its way over, because then you can turn the USB-C port into a port, and it's actually positioned in a nice area, so I actually don't mind that. But for $100 and the quality you're getting, this really does feel like a very well-rounded premium package, and it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like something very professional, and it feels like something very, very good and worth buying. So I absolutely recommend it. And if you're on a budget and you can't afford the Magic Keyboard, or you're looking for a keyboard case, this is the closest you're gonna get to an experience like that, and you'll honestly forget that you're even using Bluetooth, because it does work very nice. As soon as you open it up and you press one button, it automatically starts working. So all in all, this is a great case. I do have my negatives, and I think that I hope in the future they would listen, and I hope they improve it. But with that being said, I absolutely recommend it.